Hi guys, welcome back. So today we are going to be working on our trifold mini journal again. So what we done in the last video was we got it put together and we got our outside covers done except for this one. So what I want to do now is I want to put my eyelet in, and so I'm going to have one here and I need one here. So I'm going to use my Crocodile Big Bite for this. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to grab a ruler and a pencil, and I want my eyelet to be about halfway, which would be 3 1/4. And so I'm just marking that, and then right here, same thing, I am going to mark 3 1/4. All right, so I am going to grab my Big Bite here, and let me pull this back. Actually, I can set this at 3 1/4. It's got to go back some more. And I'm just looking to see where it's at. I need to go up some. No, I need to come down some. Yep, that's where I want it. So I'm going to line it up. I'm going to line the edge of it up with the side of the Big Bite. And then I'm just going to poke my hole there. And then I'm going to go right here. And I am going to line this side up with the edge and poke right there. All right, so now I need to put my eyelets in. I need to set them. So that's what I'm doing right here, maybe. There's one eyelet, and now we need to do this one. And I hope you guys can see what I'm doing. All right, so my eyelets are in. So now when the journal is closed, I have an eyelet here and an eyelet here. So what I want to do is I'm going to add some seam binding. And I'm just going to take a piece and I'm just going to thread it through this eyelet right here, maybe. Get in there. All right. Then I'm just going to take some of my Fabri-Tac here and I'm going to put some glue down. Just like that. And I'm going to lay my seam binding in that glue. Then I just like to, that will hold it because it's going to have paper on top of it as well. But y'all know me, I'm a little extra on things. So I am just going to take a piece of packing tape and I am also going to put the packing tape over that. All right, now I am going to leave quite a bit of seam binding because I don't know exactly how long I want it to be. And so that one's done. Now I need to come over here and I need to get a piece of seam binding and thread it into this one. And I need to do the same thing. So I just need to put some glue down. And then I need to leave that seam binding in the glue. And then grab me a piece of tape. There we go. Now let's cut this seam binding off. So now you see, whenever I close this, I will be able to tie it closed. Okay. So now the next thing I need to do is I need to cover this inside here. Main thing is I need the this area covered because I'm not putting one of these. I'm actually going to be putting little eyelets and elastic. So let me just grab, let me see if I have any scrap cardstock that is close to the right size. Let me see, I'm just looking in my scrap cardstock bin. Let's just see. I may just go with that one and just be, that way I'm not stressing over it. So I want to get, I think I want it to be 6 1/4 tall. Actually, I need it, yeah, let's do 6 1/4, and we'll probably just leave it that width. Let's just see how that looks. I think that'll work because we'll have paper on this and all. So let's just go ahead and glue this down. And I'm just going to use my Fairly Art glue to glue this down. I'm just making sure I get it covered good. And I'm just going to try and get it centered up to where I have about the same amount at the top and the bottom. And then right here where the spine is, I'm just going to kind of go over it a little bit with the bone folder. You can see it's wanting to bubble, and it's probably because I didn't put enough glue. So guess what we're going to do? We're going to add some Fabri-Tac to it because I don't want it to bubble. And it will bubble. Probably should have also put some tape down. That would have helped with the bubbling, but I didn't. So I just want to make sure I get all along the edge and all. Let's try that again. I might ought to just let it dry before I go messing with it. So while that is drying, I think what I will do is figure out what I actually want on the spine. So let's do, okay, we can do that, but it needs to be more narrow. So if it's 1 1/2, let's do 1 3/8. And I need to get some paper for that. I really don't have to have the paper. I mean, I could do this later. And I'm thinking we might do that later because I don't need that done just yet. So let's wait on that. Let's go ahead and figure out our cover here. I'm almost thinking I like this one. think I do. Now I am going to do the same thing I did earlier where I done the little mat of the white colored cardstock. So I am going to cut me a piece that is 6 1/4 by 6 1/4. There's 6 1/4 by 6 1/4. And then let's cut this branding strip off right here. And then I want this little piece. So let's do this at 6. Let's do 6. And we're going to do 6. Let's see. All right, I like that. So let's go ahead and glue this. All right, come on, glue. You're not supposed to leave this sitting in the stand, you know, if you're not actually actively using it. But I normally end up leaving it overnight, and yeah, that's why it gets stocked up on me. Because I don't do the way I'm supposed to do with it. All right, let's glue this down. I think that looks good. Now let's glue it down to this. Oh, yeah, that worked much better. Okay, so this is going to go right there. So it's going to go right here just like that. So let's glue that down. And then we can work on our pages, and I won't have to have so much room to maneuver around. I like it. I think it's cute. It's getting there. Do we want to go ahead and do the cover, the inside covers, and then work on the pages? I thought maybe we could do that. Let's do that, because that way we'll know that we have enough for all of that. So I need 1, 2, 3 pieces that measure 6 1/4 by 6 1/4, because I like having it matted like that. So I'm going to see if I can just cut all 3 of them at one time. All right, so I've got 6 1/4 by 6 1/4. There we go. So now I need to figure out what I want to go on these pieces. All right. I'm thinking this would be good to go right there, because you can actually use that for journaling area. And so I'm wondering if these would be good. I think we will. I think this is what we'll do. We'll put this in there. So let's cut this at 6. Now, do I want this to go here? Or would it be better to put it like this? I don't know. This is when I wish I was on a live. Okay, let's go ahead and just glue this down, because then we can figure out where we want to put it. But since it's all the same size and going on the same paper, Come on. Oh my goodness. It's really stopping up on me now. I may have to get my regular Barely Arts bottle and use it for right now. Okay. All right, so that one's matted. Let's mat this next one. Just going to get my big Barely Art bottle, so maybe it'll do a little better. Nope, it's trying to stop up too. All right, that should do on that. Let's put this down. And then let's glue the next one down. Then we can decide where exactly we want it. Just going to try and get that unstopped a little bit. Just get my glue to the edge as much as I can. And let's glue that down. Just like that. Okay. Now we do need to figure out one spine, I guess. All right, so I think I want this to go here. I think I want it like that. I think that's how I want it. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to go ahead and put it down. And hopefully I don't regret it, but oh well. Too late now. We'll make it work either way. There we go. And now we need to do the middle. And the hardest part of this journal is almost done with. Or at least to me. I mean, some people, you know, people have different things that they find to be hard and struggle with in journals. And for me, it's not that it's hard. I struggle with it, trying to make the decisions of what the covers are going to be and what's going to go where. And that's where I have a hard time. And then that one's going to go there. Okay, so the last thing I need to do before I can really work on my pages is figure out what I want to do for that spine. And since I've got grays, just trying to look at the papers to see. I don't know which one I want. We might go with this one. So let me cut that branding strip off first. And then I am just going to cut a piece that is let's see, let's do 1 1/4 inches. Let's try that. And let's cut it at 6 inches. And let's see how that looks. Okay, that's what we're going to do. Whether we like it or not, it's going in there like that. All right, so I'm putting that down. And then I am just going to need to glue this right there. Normally, I would not have to do anything on the inside, and I probably really don't have to do anything right now. But because of the type of pages or signatures that's going to go there, I think I want something on that inside like that. All right, so the last thing I really need to do to this part is I need some eyelets in here. And for this, I think I want my small eyelets. So I'm just going to grab 4 out. And I am going to take my ruler. What did I do on my pencil? There it is. Let me just kind of come down. I want it like, I don't know, I want it maybe like right here. So let me put a spot down here about that same spot there. And then from here, I need one more along there, and I'm going to put it maybe right there. So let's see. All right, so let's get the big bite out again. I think we could get by with our little one this time, but we're just going to go ahead and use the big bite. I am going to put it on the smaller hole punch. And let's use that to our advantage. I want to see where, so I need this to, Okay, so we're not going to use that because that's as close as it'll come, and that will put it too far in for me. So I am just going to go like, oh, that's a big old chunk. Sorry, guys. And I want to keep it about the same distance. I am so sorry, guys. That is loud. All right, I need to do this one. Ugh, hate how loud that is. All right. Now, let me kind of make sure there's no pencil marks. All right, now we just need to set these eyelets, and hopefully it's not too thick for these eyelets. I didn't think about that. I probably should have. I do not have those holes lined up at all. How did I do that? All right, we're going to have to rethink on this. I'm not going to do anything with those right now because I have to do something to fix that. Because look at this. Can you guys see? I should have done it from this side because it has the lines on it. But I mean, I'm not even close. I don't know what I was doing. So we're going to ignore that for a little bit because I have to think about how that's going to be fixed. So let's just go ahead and get started on our pages because, whoo, that's a mess, Betty Renfro. We don't need that. Let me see. Do I have 2 base pages done? I thought I did. I may have to make 2 base pages. Okay, well, let's just go ahead and make 2 base pages real quick then. I thought I had 2 made. So to make these, I need 2 pieces of 12 by 12 cardstock. And on this, we are going to score at 6. Then we're going to flip it. And we're going to score at 6 again. And then we're going to take the second one, score at 6, flip it, score at 6 again. All right, now what I'm going to do is I am going to use my paper trimmer. I'm going to put this in at the 6. And I am going to go from that middle score here, and I'm going to cut down. And this paper is not straight. That's one thing about Michael's paper, is it is not straight. Look at that. Yep. So I'm thinking I want to get another sheet because I don't know. Let me make sure that this is a true 12 by 12, because sometimes the Michael's paper is not a true 12 by 12. Look at that. That wasn't. Let's see, what about here? Nope. Okay, we're going to just go ahead and get a second one and cut, because I know now that that other one is not going to be a 12 by 12 probably either. All right, so let's go 12. And let's see what it does. Yep, look at that. And let's see if we have any on this side. Yep, a little sliver. That'll mess it up. All right, so now that we've got that done, now let's score at 6 and 6. So now we're going to score at 6, flip it, and score at 6. I'm going to score at 6, flip it, and score at 6. I think I'm just going to maybe try and use my scissors and just cut. So on that one score line, you're going to take and just cut on that score line all the way up to that center score line. Try to do it as straight as you can. I probably am not getting it straight, but I've got so much dried glue on my fingers. Ugh. All right, let's go ahead and do this one too. So I'm on one of these score lines here, and I'm just going to score up to that center score line. There we go. All right, now let's try and fold this and see how it looks. I know what's on my fingers. It's the glossy accents. That stuff don't want to come off. Now I'm just going to score that back. Yeah, that definitely looks better. I need to make sure I do that every time I use this Michael's paper. I need to make sure I trim it down to 12 by 12. Because it is not a true 12 by 12. And now I'm just trying to get this done properly. Let's go to this side. There we go. All right. Now we can start working on our pages. So this is how they are going to be facing. When it's facing you, you want a fold to be on your left and it open like that. and you want a fold to be on the bottom. Okay, so for our first page, I think I want, I don't know what I want. I'm looking to see what all I have. You see I've got all kinds of things ready to go. I think I want a page. I think this may be what I want. Let's see. I'm trying to decide. That's the only bad thing when I do all of these. Hang on one second, guys. Sorry about that, guys. My husband called and it knocked my camera off. So I think this is what I want to do for the front. So what I have a piece that is measuring 4¼ inches wide by 6 inches tall. And that is going to go, and I scored it at 1/2 inch. And I am going to put that right there. So this will be like a little flip out. And so I want to line it up with the edge over here, and then line it up top and bottom. Okay. And I'm just going to burnish that down. I like that. Now I have a piece here that measures 5 inches wide by 4½ inches tall. And I scored it on the 5-inch side. I scored it at 1/2 inch. And we're just going to put that down over on the other side. And I'm going to try to get it as about in the middle as I possibly can. I could measure, but I'm not going to. And then I'm going to burnish that down. Okay, so this will be like this right here. And then I think here, I'm not going to do it just yet, but this is going to be a pocket that's going to go right here. And I've got it at 4 3/8 wide by 2 1/4 tall. And then I scored at 1/2 inch, 1/2 inch, and 1/2 inch. And I'm just going to stick this right here for right now. So there's that. This page here, let's see. I think I may just want to do I think I may want to just do something like this, like a corner tuck. I think that's what I want to do there. Actually, I may do that on this side like this. And then we could do maybe a pocket or something. Let's see, what do I have? That's a belly. We could do a belly band. Yeah, we'll do a belly band there. So we would need to put our paper down first. I'm going to need to trim that belly band a little bit. All right. Now for this, I do need to get another piece of paper, cardstock. And I need it to be 5½ inches by 11. So I'm going to cut that at 5½. All right. And then on that, let me get my, oh, I found the pages. Well, I did have 2 base pages made. Lord of mercy. All right. So on the 11-inch side, I am going to score it at 5½ inches. And that will make a card for us. And I am going to corner round these corners, but I'm going to do it with my little fancier corner rounder. Okay. And then that will tuck into here like that. And we will need a magnet. I want a magnet here and a magnet here. Now I need to see what I want for this page. And I think I want a pocket, but I want one of the bigger pockets. I may not have one done for it. I don't see a pocket like I want. No, here's one like I want right here. So for these, I think I have this. It should be 6 7/8, and I think it's like 3 wide by 3. Yep. So it's 6 7/8, not quite 7 inches. You're going to score it 1/2 inch, 1/2 inch, and 1/2 inch. And then let's fold this. And then I am going to take right here and I'm going to glue this bottom flap down to the page. And I'm going to line it up more with the right side, so it's going to have just a little bit off of that inside corner. And that's so that it won't cause any problems when I go to close my little book. And then I am just going to get a piece of my packing tape. And I'm going to put a piece of tape on that bottom flap, just so that as I'm putting stuff in and out of the pocket, it's not going to catch or grab. Okay, so there's that. Now we just need something on this back page. And I think for it, I'm going to do this one here. So this measures 4 1/8 wide by 8 3/4 tall. And then on the 8 3/4 side, you're going to score at 4 1/8 and 4 5/8. And then I am going to round these corners. And this will go here, but I'm not putting it on it just yet because I need to put my backing paper down first. So I need a paper clip. And let's just paper clip that down. Now let's go ahead and do our second signature. So again, I want it to open to the left with the folded part on the left, and then I want it to be able to open like that. So for this page, our first page of this, I am trying to decide what I want. I think I know what I want, but I don't know if I have one already made. Let's see. Let's see. It's a big pocket. That's a pocket. I don't want that. Another large pocket. Do we want something like that on the front? Actually, no. I know what I want. Let me find it. But that's it. But I don't have the measurements on it for you guys. But I can give it to you. Here's one that has the measurements. Okay, so for this one, I want this little, excuse me, card here. Excuse me. So this measures 4 1/8 inches tall by 6 1/4 inches wide. And then on the 6 1/4 inch side, you're going to score it at 3 1/8. And what that has done, it'll hold a 3x4 card on the top of it there. So let me just grab another paper clip and just paper clip this on here for now. Then on this inside page, I don't know what I want. I don't want another one of those. I don't want another one of those. I don't think I want that. That we can put on. See, this is the only thing when I do a bunch of that, it makes me have a hard time deciding what I want. Okay, I think I do know what I want. I think what I want to do for this is I want to put I want to have my background paper, and then I just want a pocket to just go like right there. So this measures 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 inches by what is that, 2.5, and then I scored at 1/2 inch, 1/2 inch, and 1/2 inch, and that will go right there. For this one here, I don't know if I want that there. I think that's going to be on the next page. Let's do this. This is a side pocket, like a side tuck. So I think I want that right there. And I don't really know the measurements of this because it was cut from scraps, but it'll be glued down right here. And so you'll just tuck something in it. And I'm just going to stick it right here. Then we've got this here. So we need another one that is 5 by 5.5 by 11. And I think I may already have one cut. I do. So let's just corner around those corners. And that will go right here like that. Then for this, I want, this is what I want in the back, I think. So for here, let's see. This is what happens when you get all of these different templates. You can't decide which one you want to use. Actually, I know which one I want to use. Let's see. Do we want to do this one? Or do we want to do, where's the one that's got the 3? This one. I think I want to do this one. So for these, you're going to need one that measures 5 1/8, and you're going to score at 1/2 inch. So it's 5 1/8 wide and 6 inches tall. And so I am just going to take my glue, and I am going to glue this right here, just like that. And then burnish that down. Okay. Then I need one that measures 4 5/8 wide by 6 inches tall, and I scored at 1/2 inch on that. And we are going to lay this down right on top of this one. Just like that. Try and get it lined up, Betty Renfro. Okay. And then I need one that measures 4 1/8 wide by 6 inches tall, and then score at 1/2 inch. And we're going to put it right on top of those. Just like that. Okay, and I am going to want to put a magnet right here. So I need to put my little M. Now this piece here, excuse me, it measures 4 inches wide by 1 5/8 inches tall. And on the 4-inch side, I scored it at 1/2 inch. And I am just going to take this and I'm going to put it about in the middle, but I'm going to keep it off of that score line. And I'm going to put it right there. And so we will have a magnet here and a magnet there. And there's that. And then for the back page, I want to use this here. And so for these, I have got a piece that is 6 inches wide by 5 inches tall. I actually have 2 pieces like that. And on the 6-inch side, or on the 5-inch side, I scored at 1/2 inch. And so I am going to take this one and I am going to put it at the top. I want to line it up where it's even and then burnish it down. Okay, and then on the other one that's cut just like that, need some glue there. I am going to do the same thing, but I am going to put it on the bottom. So it's going to line up down here on this bottom of that same page. So I have this kind of flap here. And then I have this piece, which is 6 inches wide by, I believe, 1 inch tall. And that will be a belly band that will go right there. And so now I just need to mark M, 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 because that's where I'm going to put my magnets. So now we have our pages are ready to be decorated and put into the journal, but I think we will come back in the next video and we will get all of these decorated and see what we can do about getting this journal finished. So let me know what you guys think about it so far, and let's see each other in the next video. Bye guys.